Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what time you're watching this. I am the Manic or the Sun, and
I am the dad. Happy New Year to the whole world. It's New Year's Day, and we thought we'd start off the new year with the way we're going to carry on.
playing Assassin's Creed 4. No, this is us ranting, as per usual, about how awful, not the game, but the system the game's running on. That would be Ubisoft's terrible Steam thing. Launcher is what they like to call it, the Ubisoft launcher, and it screws you over a lot, and it has done to me many times. It's something they are trying to use, which is trying to take down Steam, the same thing EA tried to do with Origin. We won't discuss Origin, that's for another video. But anyway, we're talking about Ubisoft.
No Origin! Right, so yeah, Ubisoft. So, we're talking about how, first of all, Assassin's Creed is the primarily bad experience my son has had. I've had many days where he's basically screamed or gone mental or got in a depressive state and stopped playing Assassin's Creed because of Ubisoft's wonderful save failures within their system and within the Assassin's Creed game. So do the first one, Miles. What was Assassin's Creed 3 like?
Well, Assassin's Creed 3, I got around 47% through, and I started playing, everything was all fine and dandy. I had the cloud save off. That's the key thing to remember, is I had the cloud save off. So what that meant is nothing. Whenever I went, I have two houses. I have my brother's and my father's. They each have two different computers, and with the cloud save off, that meant that I could only play at one house. And it screwed up. When I went to one house, it had 15%, and I was currently on 47%, if I can remember. That's not too far into the game, but that's because I had done all the collectibles that you can get. I usually do that at the end of the game, but I got up to, that's a lot in the story-wise, so I did that, and what really annoyed me was it when I went to my dad's, which had the 50%, it switched it and overrided my save. So it meant that...
So it saved, the cloud save feature didn't look at the two saves and go, well, I know, I'll use the biggest one, the newest one at 47%. It used the oldest one at 15% correctly and wiped the 47% one.
Yeah, meaning that I couldn't get my old save back, which infuriated me because I hate the idea of having to go back and do everything all over again. It is monotonous and boring, and the idea just annoys me. I can't replay a game if I've already done it, because I've already done it before and my mind just gets bored really quickly.
And also the fact that you realised that it meant that you couldn't play the same game as pristine cloud saves at work. You couldn't play the same game at my house and at his mum's house. That was also demoralising and demotivating, because he realised that he was then forced again to potentially play the game only at one house, and at the other house he could never play it.
Yeah, that meant that most of the time, if I was really enjoying the game, which I was in Assassin's Creed, I'd be sitting at the other house going, oh, I can't play it because Ubisoft can't save their games correctly or use cloud. It's like, at least with Steam, if you look at Steam, if you've got a cloud save, it will go, would you like to use the older one? And it will give you some stats, for example, when was it last played, what has it got on it, and stuff like that. It gives you some stats so you can look at it and go, oh, I want this one. Like, and even if you don't want to do that, you can just cancel it. But Ubisoft doesn't give you that option. It just completely overwrites it, and then you've lost it. It's ridiculous.
So we did try many times. There was a few times in experiments that I obviously sort of get into and tried to make sure that Miles wasn't going mad, and that it was true. We did many things and none of them worked. It was just the case that Ubisoft did not ever ask. It just auto-picked a save, and quite often it auto-picked the wrong one, which was insanely infuriating, which was the end of Assassin's Creed for Miles playing it. Now obviously he stayed away from Ubisoft games, but had a problem with graphics cards, sent it back, and I could pick a new graphics card, have a bit more money, so I went for a GeForce one, and they gave me two games, Assassin's Creed and Splinter Cell. So I was like, oh, that's good, let's download them. Miles looked at me and went, oh my god. But he was excited to see Assassin's Creed 4, so he was quite happy, but at the same time he was wary because it's Ubisoft. So What happened next this time, Miles?
Alright, so cloud saves. Me and my dad both decided the best idea would be just to turn it off completely. That means I have to live through the pain of playing it at one house and one house only. And even though that was kind of a pain in the ass, I decided to accept the loss, considering I lost everything in Assassin's Creed 3 and I did not want to do that again. But so I got further in this game than I did in Assassin's Creed 3, sorry, because I played a lot more of the collectibles. So I got around about 63% through to the game, and then one morning I loaded it up, had an update. So as usual, I click the update and update it. I then go onto my game, and it has a corrupted save file, which means that the only option I have left of it is to delete it. And that drove me insane because I didn't want to delete it. That was everything I have. I didn't have any copies. I couldn't copy it. I tried to then copy it before deleting it, and it didn't do anything. I had no other option other than to just delete my save game and do it again. I believe my dad went on, searched and looked for it like he always does, and he managed to find that this is happening to lots of people, where it's just it's coming up with an update and it's breaking it, and it is absolutely infuriating.
We tried saving my copy of my saves because I've got 2 computers in this house, so I had Assassin's Creed 4 with 2 different states because it was not clad on 2 different computers in this house. So I brought his computer over, we moved the save files around, none of them worked, did an update on one computer, lo and behold it corrupted the game. And that computer also had a dead save, but then I could move from one computer to this one and it worked, and then, but it's, cut a long story short, couldn't get my son's one to work, and I'm now living in fear, complete fear of playing this game, because one day Ubisoft are going to enforce an update, and that update is going to kill your save. You're going to have played 50, 60, 70 hours into a game, and if it's that good a game, you could be into the hundreds of hours. And Ubisoft will not give you the option to copy, save, protect this save. They will just destroy it.
As a games provider, and to have this launcher system, and to have this, you can't save it. You can't copy your save. To copy the save, you need to go into folders, and there's this save games folder, which you would assume it has your save games in. Has 2 different folders that make no sense. This game, this launcher, Ubisoft hasn't provided you with any choice to copy your saves and keep them safe on your own computer instead of on their servers, which makes it so complicated to even get any. If your saved game's gone, it's gone. You can't ever get it back, which is ridiculous considering they do these updates that break your game. And it's like they don't care. You could email them and they won't ever notice. They just ignore you, and then they think you're some liar. And it's infuriating to put so many hours into this game and then find out that it's all gone in like an update.
So I mean, I've got these 2 games, Assassin's Creed and Splinter Cell on Ubisoft. Next good game that comes out, Watch Dogs, I believe. Do you want to buy Watch Dogs, Miles?
No, Ubisoft can go burn.
How can we buy Watch Dogs when we feel like, oh my god, Ubisoft are just going to destroy it every 30, 40 hours we put into a game with some stupid system, untested, unwell programmed interface for all the games to put together. I mean, the ability to not choose your save files if it's coming up against 2 or 3, the ability for them to do an update that corrupts your save files. I mean, come on, Ubisoft. It's a multi-million-pound industry. You're making lots of money. Can you sort this out? It can't be that hard. So, in short, you're potentially losing customers. In short, you're definitely losing our customer, in the sense of we live in fear of buying your games. There's no other way to put it. We live in fear of having all of our time wasted infuriatingly through your buggy system. Which is a shame, because at the end of the day, we could talk about Assassin's Creed and talk about how much fun we're having with it. How much of a free roaming, exciting game this is. Collecting the collectibles is really good fun. Having the option to complete everything before you move on, or to just whisk through the story, is also brilliant.
yeah, this game is amazing by itself. I quite enjoyed myself, considering I put so many hours into this game. I do hope it's pretty good, and it is well made compared to when I played Assassin's Creed 3. I remember I couldn't even play with a keyboard and mouse, but this is a little more bearable. And yeah, it's just pretty amazing. I mean, you got this dynamic weather. It's a lot better when you're flying on the boats, but unfortunately, I can't show you any of that because the game decided that it wanted to wipe my save, so I can't even get onto a bloody boat. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Let's show you the later stages of the game. Oh no, we can't. Why? Because it's been wiped by Ubisoft.
Yeah, we can't even show you. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, before we did this video today, it come up, do an update, and I was like, oh, I've got the other one that's at 10%, this one's at 20%, and I'm like, oh my god, so let's just, lottery, toss a coin, alright, let's do it. I'm in a good mood, so if it fails and freaks out, I'm not going to go mental. And this morning I did the update and the game played and it worked, but it does not fill me with confidence at all because of their history.
Yeah, just because one update isn't going to corrupt your save, that doesn't mean later on in a different game it's not going to corrupt your save. I mean, my friends have provided solutions of play console games, and I'm like, what?
Apparently it's happening on consoles.
Is it?
Yeah, on the web forums it's happening on consoles as well.
Oh wow, that sounds awful. How can it happen on consoles? You can't even copy a save on a console.
Well, they're just the same thing. The update is no longer the new game. After it's updated, does not see the save file correctly.
Oh wow, that's just awful.
Basically, it's looking for a different type of language or root folder name or something, and you go, oh, it's not the same, so I'm going to corrupt you. So cool. So do you like the characters in this game, Miles?
The characters. I've played every Assassin's Creed. Edward is better than Connor. Connor was bland and boring. I found him and he was so boring. He was fun to play as because of his nativeness, which meant him climbing on trees was very interesting and stuff. But other than that, I didn't find that much interest in him compared to like Ezio and Altair. Those two were the main strong characters. But I guess him as being not really an assassin. I mean, provided I haven't actually got that far into the story. So I don't know what happens at the end, and I really don't give a damn after what Ubisoft did. But as far as I know, he's not a real assassin, so that kind of gives this whole element of, you get halfway through the game and sometimes you realise that, and then you're like, oh, it's not really an Assassin's Creed game, then he's just wearing a special outfit and has all these abilities.
But he's not an assassin either, is he? Edward, yeah.
Edward's not an assassin, that's what I'm talking about. Edward's not even an assassin.
Oh.
But it's quite... He's a much better character than Connor was. He's probably good enough to be as good as Ezio.
I do get that funny though, that is true. As soon as we killed the assassin and put on his clothes, and he's doing all these special moves, and he's this wonderful acrobat, and he's a wonderful murderer, and he's an amazing assassin, there is a point of, hold on a minute, he's just a pirate on a ship. How did he get this good?
Yeah, I know.
Right,
theoretically, it's because you can...
Yeah, suspend belief for a little bit. Yeah.
This gives you everything that you need to be able to do. And if you've got that, you're the special assassin.
So perhaps they're going to tell us later on that the suit does have special powers. That the suit controls the man.
Yeah.
It's a cyber... It's a war mech game in reality.
Yeah. That probably makes more sense than whatever
they're trying to tell us.
Yeah. I haven't even got to the end of the game, and frankly, I don't care. It's so boring. Anyway, the story is, provided I didn't get that far through it, I don't know. I mean, there were lots of interesting characters. I give them that. There were lots of different characters. I don't know if you feel for them as much as I think I would like, or they would like you to. Because there definitely are some characters where they have some dramatic moments, and I'm just sitting there shrugging it off because they haven't given them that much development or that much purpose, so I don't really care that much. But definitely there are some characters that you then feel that you hate them or you like them or whatever, depending on them. But the characters, they do vary it up. I mean, there are lots of different missions in this. They've got the assassin missions, and because you're not a real assassin, it's kind of like they took out the system for the brotherhoods. or what is it, where you call some people in. They've got the fleet system, but they don't have the brotherhood system, which is the calling your own minions to come and kill people for you, which is boring. But yeah, they don't have that in there, so they've replaced that with assassin missions, which is basically you as a group of assassins, as this assassin order, and you do missions for them. But I played a couple of them before my game save got wiped, and they were really good. I quite enjoyed them. They had this whole new storyline to them, some of them. I remember one with they're always about Templars and killing Templars, but there was one about like freeing slaves from Templars and then fighting off a wave of Templars, and it's quite interesting and kawaii. I enjoyed them greatly.
I'm getting a bit lost. What game are you talking about?
Assassin's Creed 4.
Okay, cool. I'm beginning to think you're talking about a 3 for a second.
What?
So they are that similar then in that sense, because you're talking.
Oh yeah, they're definitely both. They're similar in the sense of they have the same mechanics, same gameplay. There's nothing hugely different other than the ship. The whole free roaming.
Oh, the ship! I love the ship. I mean, you played the best mission on this save, and so but
yeah.
that looks amazing. I enjoyed it from the moment I sailed the ship, and then I saw Miles do the first big storm part. That was wonderful gameplay.
Oh,
hats off to the programmers there.
Oh yeah, they designed the ship. I don't know what you call it, ship sailing, whatever you do with it. They designed that part of the game so greatly. It was just the sense of, it feels satisfying to drive, sail your ship. I don't know if you sail a ship or...
You sail a ship, yes. You sail the 7 seas, you don't drive a ship.
I'm confused, it's just the language. It's like you sail a sailboat, you don't sail a ship, because sailing is, I don't know, it's confusing. But
you're probably right. We'll have some naval experts come on and go, no, you don't sail a ship. You onboardsman it, or you
starboard its port.
Yes.
It's just some nonsense like that. But yeah, so your ship, and that was greatly satisfying to fly through the storm. Jesus.
Oh, you steer your ship, don't you? You steer your ship.
Do you?
Yes, because it hasn't got sails, so you're not sailing it.
It's got sails.
If you've got sails, then you sail it. Yeah, then you sail your ship. But if it hasn't got sails, then you steer your ship, I would think.
No, because sailing is, you have the flag, or the, I don't know what you call it.
It's got sails.
The sails. You move the sails to turn.
Yes.
But a ship, it has the rudder.
Oh, well maybe, that's an interesting point. Anyway, off topic.
Yeah, I digress. But yeah, no, it's so satisfying to steer the boats, and it's satisfying to destroy some as well. I mean, you got the boarding bits, which were quite interesting. Some of them you're a bit, it's okay, I guess, kind of annoying. I guess over time they can get annoying, but in my opinion, I quite enjoyed them. And it gives you this whole other aspect to go out and loot and sell the loot, and then that's how you mainly get your money in this game. You've also got the fleet system, which I kind of dabbled in a lot, mainly because I wanted the special suit that you get. And yes, they do have the unlockables where you do all this mission and then you get this, and then you do all those missions and you get that, and maybe if you're lucky you'll find it in a chest. But yeah, definitely they have all of that. And recently a DLC came out for this game. We didn't get it because, hey presto, this game is awful and I don't want to lose my saves again. So never again, Ubisoft, never again.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, this is the question. It's a good game, but why Ubisoft? Why are so many people affected by your shoddy work? Why are so many people left stuck hating your company because you cannot give people the option of what save to choose? And to have a game that you download an update for that then corrupts all the saves, again, it's unforgivable. And to then find out that that's the reality and not have a system where we could possibly send our saves to your programmers, somewhere along the line you make minor adjustments to some file names and send it back to us to then make the save files work, or you not have a system where you can even look at the save files and go, okay, we know where you are, we can give you the same things in that game. Ubisoft is terrible. You've got so much ability to be able to do this stuff, you just can't be bothered and you don't want to. For some reason there's some inane system in your upper management that is corrupt, sociopathic, and they have no empathy for the people they're providing a service to. So at the end of this, good game from the programmers, well done. From the people that are controlling it, grow some empathy, don't be so sociopathic and come and join society rather than try and remove yourself from it and sit at the top of it. That's all we've got to say on Assassin's Creed for the moment. Thank you for listening. See you next time.
See ya.